Hey guys, Aki here from Perform and Transform. This week we're going to talk about food timing for weight loss. Now, food timing is essentially the scheduling of micronutrient intake throughout the day for weight loss. So those who follow this nutrition strategy, they know exactly when they eat their carbs, their protein, their fats throughout the day to take full advantage of the nutritional benefits from each of these food groups. Now, nutrient timing strategies are based on how your body handles different types of foods at different times of the day. Now, one of the most important nutrient timing principle is that it's best to eat most of your carbs early during the day or after exercise, because the wrong food at the wrong time sabotages your efforts in the gym, and the right foods at the right time enhances your efforts. Now, once we account for the energy balance, and that's your calorie deficit, making sure you're eating the right amount of calories, timing nutrient intake can upregulate your metabolism and shift your hormonal profile and alter your body composition. Now, it is really important that we understand the role of insulin in all of this. So the most important role of insulin in the human body is that it allows the cells of the body to use glucose as an energy source. So the pancreas usually produces insulin in response to the food that you consume, and your insulin acts like a key to open up the cells in your body so they can absorb glucose and use them for energy. But when you do have an excess of glucose in your bloodstream, what happens is insulin facilitates the uptake of glucose as glycogen as well in your muscles and your liver. So the body converts that excess glucose into glycogen. Now, when the glycogen stores are full, the body is able to convert the excess glucose into fats and stores them in your fat cells. That's your adipocytes. Now, these stored sources of energy can be used at a later date, for example, in your next workout in the following day. But now, every time that you guys eat a carbohydrate-rich meal, you elevate your insulin level in your blood for about 3 to 4 hours. So that means they stay there for about 3 or 4 hours. Now, if you eat a carbohydrate-rich meal every 2 to 3 hours, you're essentially forcing your body to stay in that fat-storing environment. So if you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, your insulin levels stay elevated for 3 to 4 hours in your blood, you're going to be stuck in that perpetual fat-storing environment. Okay, so what I'm saying is, in the presence of high insulin levels, we take our body from a fat burning environment and turn it into a fat storing mode, right? So because it is impossible to burn fat when your insulin level are elevated, you're encouraging your body to store fat. Okay, so the solution to this is to try to eat every 3.5 to 4 hours instead, or knowing when to eat the right type of carbs, or simply when to avoid eating your high carb meals. What this will do is it will help maintain your insulin levels to stable, normal throughout the day, and this will allow to maintain a metabolic environment in your body where your body is able to access the fat that's been stored in your body. Okay. Now, depending on your fitness goals and your current fitness levels, your meal timing requirements will most likely be very different from others, and I highly recommend that you consult with your fitness coach to get the correct nutrition timing for your fitness goals. Now, let's talk about carbohydrates. Now, the body handles different types of carbohydrates differently. In general, carbohydrates are absorbed slowly, and they help control insulin level insulin response in your body. and these carbohydrates are usually rich in fibers, and they are low in simple sugars. So these would be your vegetables, your beans, your legumes. But if, on the other hand, if you consume things that are refined carbs or things that have added sugars in them, your body quickly digests them and elevates your insulin level, which would eventually lead to an increase in body fat storage. Okay, and this is also an onset for other complications like insulin resistance, diabetes, and all this stuff. So eating fiber-rich carbs help regulate your insulin release and controls your blood sugar level by maintaining a pretty gradual blood sugar levels throughout the day. So the body can better handle carbohydrates during or after physical activity. So regardless of your body fat and fitness level, consuming carbohydrate during this post-workout period enables us to replace muscle glycogen and improve recovery. So when you work out, you use up your glycogen, and when post-workout, if you're eating the right amount of carb post-workout, your muscles acts like a sponge and draws in all that carbohydrate, and it will store the carbohydrate as glycogen, so you can use them later on for other energy demands. Okay, now let's consider two types of carbohydrates. So the first one are your fiber-rich carbohydrates. Now, like I said before, these are your vegetables, your fruits, your legumes, and these food are absorbed slowly because they are high in fiber. Your body takes time to break them down, and there's a gradual release of glucose in your body, which controls your blood sugar level and your hunger. Now, you can eat them almost any time, although we recommend that you try to avoid eating at least 2-3 hours before bedtime. Okay. Now, starchy carbs, this is your quinoa, your grains, potatoes, yams, squash, pasta, cereals, and similar type of food that are dense sources of carbs, but they're not as fibrous. Now, these starchy carbs, we're not asking you to avoid them, we're asking you to eat them post-workout. Okay, so during this time, like I said earlier, your body, your muscles act as big sponges, and they're able to use that carb efficiently. So consuming these starchy carbs within the first 3 hours of your workout uses the carbs efficiently. Okay. Now remember, it is important to also consider your energy balance, and of course, you gotta eat the right portion sizes, the right amounts of each macronutrient. Okay. Now remember, tip 1 is to avoid starchy carbs at dinners. Try to eat them either early during the day or post-workout. Okay, perfect. So this is it for this week, guys. Hope you guys learned something today. I will see you in the next video.